All right, we're back in the stew, baby. Appreciate you guys being so patient. Here's the chat. And yeah, man, we were having some issues. I'm not sure why. Hopefully we don't have the same issues again. I don't even know what the problem would be, so we tried to fix it up. Other than that, we are going to get going. It is going to be this one. I think there's not really any breaks like with Alex's. I think this one goes straight through, and it's just Lori talking. I've only seen the pieces that they played in court that I can remember, to be honest with you. But I know for a fact I've never watched this whole thing. So expect the swear barrel to be out today. And Happy New Year, man. I know I said it before, probably some new people who are coming in who didn't get to see the last stream. So Happy New Year to everybody. And let's jump right in.
The other one, okay. So you'll be, Brendan's going to monitor for him.
Okay, so just run out this way
okay.
if there's anything, but yeah.
Perfect.
That's right.
Okay.
%95 sure. You testify.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. You know what? It was such a struggle because you be in hospital, you go back to school, I try to talk to the teachers, but in high school, we don't care.
So this is literally the day. So we're watching back to back. We watched Alex Cox interviewed the day of Charles's murder, and then this is Lori's. So this is what was happening at the same time when they were at the police station.
You don't care, do the work, or don't. Like, they don't care. They're
Well, and I
so
think
horrible.
with high school, it's like they're just pumping.
But when she was in elementary and junior high, all the teachers worked with her. They were nice about it. But by high school, there's so many kids that just don't care. And I was like, just take it. You're so smart. Let's just take it and see if you pass it. She passed it. Like,
and got a really good score?
Yeah, she passed it with, like,
She's
college.
literally talking about Tylee taking the GED.
In every category, the first time.
Well, and now she can do what she wants. So
Exactly.
She's better off that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know Laura's your first name, right?
Yeah.
Lauri.
Lori.
Okay. And then what's your last name?
Vallow. Vallow.
And your date of birth?
Watch her specifically pull her mouth like this and force the sadness.
And your phone number? And you live at the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I know this sounds silly, but it's probably the easiest way to start is just to tell me what happened. And then, so you can start what makes the most sense to you, and we'll just work our way through, and I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions just to kind of clarify.
Sure.
So I know you talked to the initial patrol officer.
And he just got information. He didn't say
Okay.
anything.
So yeah, if you can just kind of tell me kind of what happened. It sounds like some of this may have started last night or something along those lines.
Right.
So
Rapidly. I'm not even a body expert, not a psychiatrist, nothing like that. I'm just noticing that she's like this. It's very, very rapid.
start where you think it makes the most sense.
Okay, so,
I told you, it's a crazy question.
Wow, the
well, so we moved into
audio
this.
is really bad, so I'll turn it up and down a little bit just to make sure it's not breaking your guys' ears, but let me know if that's good.
House 3 weeks ago because he offered to get me a house here where all my family is. So we were in Houston, and so he's like, we had decided to separate or whatever. So he's like, well, I'll pay for a house for you and for JJ and whatever, because he's all about JJ. He's never about Tylee, but he's all about JJ. Because we adopted him together. He's his great nephew. We adopted him as a baby. And so we adopted him as a baby, and so we've been raising him together. And he travels all the time for business, so he's used to just going back and forth. So he's always gone like Monday through Friday. So he came when we first moved in and brought me stuff from Houston, like a U-Haul, and then he hasn't been back. But it's all these threats on my phone all the time, you know, like whatever.
And that's the thing that's even weirder. Why would Lori be getting threatened by Charles, then the whole idea that they said that Summer wanted Alex to stay over there. But at the end of the day, why didn't Alex say, yeah, I've seen threats on her phone because she told me? You're just going to go have a fun day. That's why you spent the night?
These things. And then he told me...
What kind of threats?
Just... You'd have to read them to see, but he's always mad at me, right?
Okay.
And he doesn't want a divorce, but I don't like him and don't want to deal with him, so that's just how it is. So we married for 14 years, we've dealt with it for 14 years, of him being horrible to her. Like, he gets in huge fights with her, a lot of
You
things.
fucking triangulate everybody. That's why they got in fights all the time. You cause triangulation in the home. You are the common denominator of the shit storm. You are the lightning rod. You are the conductor. You are the battery. You are the core. That is why there are so many issues.
But anyway, so he said, I'm coming on Wednesday night, all of a sudden. I want to see JJ. And I told him, I said, I will never keep JJ from you. You can come see whenever you want to. Come take him to school, whatever. Like, I'm not going to do that.
So when you initially moved, he had said he was going to buy you a house. So you moved here with your...
Yeah, he was going to rent us a house.
And so you moved...
All my family lives here. So
Right.
we lived here for a long time.
Okay.
And then he moved us to...
Oh, I forgot. I reset the computer. It's usually already on. Sorry, guys. So I'm going to pull this here for you guys. And I'll speed it up just a little bit. Because I forgot that the timer or the speed wasn't normal. Sorry about that.
Houston.
Okay.
And we were there with my son. He was out of school. He didn't have any of his services, his DDD, his anything. He ripped him out of school and said, we're moving.
Okay.
And I didn't go with him at first. And he took him. And I let him take him. And I didn't file anything or whatever. And then he filed something against me and said, I'm only going to get supervised visits because I'm crazy and blah, 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 the story. And so I
The
just
story? Yeah. The truth.
talked to him for 30 days and let him take care of him and let him see what I've been doing for the past 7 years, because men need to do that. You don't have to have kids. I have grown kids. I have grandkids.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna threaten me.
You have grandkids. You have grandkid. Plural.
You're not gonna let me see my child without supervised visitation.
Yeah.
Okay, do it for 30 days and see how long it lasts. You're
Right.
begging me to come pick him up,
Yeah.
which he did.
Or
Just come
singular.
back and whatever. So I moved in with them to Houston
Okay.
for the family, and Tyler went with me. We drove to Houston from here and left all our family, all his support, all my son's support, his cousins, everything. And we were there, and I enrolled him in school there. I tried to start all his services, and it takes forever.
Yeah.
It takes so long to get that done.
There's no easy transfer.
There's no easy transfer.
You start from the
State to
beginning.
state, it's a totally new thing.
Yeah.
And he didn't do any of it in those 30 days. So he just sat on without services, without even applying. And I'm like, do you even realize? Because he didn't ever do it in the first place. I did it. Long story. I'll keep it short. He hasn't been here in a couple weeks since we moved in.
Okay.
He came. He was very nasty when he was there, but he travels for business. So he went back to the Houston house,
Okay.
and he's like, I'm coming on Wednesday night, and I'm going to come pick up JJ and take him to school Thursday, pick him up Thursday, take him Friday, whatever. And I said, Casey wanted to come to the house. And I said, you can't come stay at this house because you can't get along with Tylee. She's a minor. She has to live here.
Yeah.
So Casey gets in huge fights with her.
Okay.
And she hates him. And so I'm like, you can't stay at the house, so I will book you a hotel, because he stays in hotels all the time because he travels for business, and the business pays for it, right?
Uh-huh.
So I said, I will book you a hotel
Why did you quote unquote it? It was his business.
nearby.
What does he do?
He works with teachers and their retirement plans, but he goes to them, but there's
Oh,
he
okay.
mostly works in California.
Okay.
No matter where we live. And we lived in Hawaii, he'd work in California, he'd work in Texas, he has books of business in different areas. And so he just goes wherever. It
Okay.
kind of just gives him freedom that he doesn't have to stay home every day and take care of special needs
Yeah.
child. It's like an excuse, right? So I've done that myself for the past 7 years anyway. And I was a single mom before I married him with my 2 kids.
Yeah.
And he had 2 kids. We got married, tried to make a family. You
Yeah.
know how it goes. Anyway. So he said he was coming last night. I said, well, you can't stay at this house because you can't get along with Tylee. I'll get you a hotel. You can come play with JJ. But he goes to school all day.
Yeah.
I got him back into his school. His services, I met with the DDD yesterday, and they finally are getting his services back. But we're paying $125 a day to have him back at school because he's so out of his routine. He's been
Yeah.
a nightmare on the floor, kicking stuff, hitting stuff, walls. He just ripped him out of his life.
Yeah.
So, anyway, just how he is, because he only thinks about himself. So. He says, coming to get JJ, and JJ's like, I don't want Dad, because he knows Dad took him away, so he was freaking out,
Okay.
right? So I didn't tell him he was even coming, Dad's gonna come take you to school or anything. So he didn't bother me last night, which I was surprised. I was expecting kind of an ambush for him to kind of come over or be just
I can't stand her explanations.
mean.
Uh-huh.
And say, it's my house, I'm on the lease, I'm gonna stay here, kind of thing. Because that's kind of his macho attitude. And so he came this morning. I was getting JJ ready.
So he got in last night, but he wasn't at the house last night.
Yeah, I didn't hear from him, except for he texted me and said, I'll be there at 7:30 to pick up JJ.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that was good, 'cause I didn't hear from him. And then he came over in the morning and he's like banging on the door. I'm like, oh great, here we go, you know. And I was just gonna be nice, I'm just gonna be nice as possible, and I had JJ stuff all ready for school. And so
Do you remember about what time he got there?
he said he'd be there 7:30, but it was more like 7:40ish
Okay.
or 7:35, I don't know.
Okay.
But I remember thinking, looking at the clock, and he wasn't there at 7:30, and he's usually Mr.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning at the bottom. You guys can't really see it. You look down here. If you look down right here, it says 9:51.
Yeah.
On
Punctual.
time. Yes. So I was like, okay. And then JJ was like, oh, Dad. And then he was like, Mommy, and like ran to me and was like holding me. He's like, you're not taking me to school. And I was like, it's okay, Dad, I can just drive you to school. It's not a big deal. You know, I'm just trying to make it whatever.
Calm.
Yeah, calm. And then he was just being real smirky and real like jerky, you know, to me. And I was like ignoring him, whatever. And so he was like, I'm
Your brother lives there with you?
No,
Okay.
he had stayed with me last night because I was.
Yes, it is sped up. She talks fast in general. We have to speed it up for copyright reasons, or else even if it wasn't copyright, the AI for YouTube thinks it's copyright and will just stop the stream. So we have to slow down or speed up. That's just how it works. So unfortunately, we always have to go faster or slower. The slower is it's worse. Trust me.
Worried he was going to come over and
Okay.
cause trouble with me.
Okay.
And just wanted someone else there, like my brother there, because I trust my brother. And it's been a long story. Like, I had to go live at my brother's when he took JJ, and, you know, he's just been difficult. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
So you tell everybody Charles is cheating, then you have to go hide at your brother's, then you go to Hawaii, and then Tylee goes to Hawaii, or you initially take Tylee to Hawaii, then she comes back, then we all find out that you're in Hawaii and you let Charles just deal with JJ. But JJ only wants you now, even though he was just only with Charles, where you went no contact. I think Kay said something over 70 something days. Okay.
So I got JJ stuff ready. And he was like, well, and he's like this about timing. He's like, I'm leaving in 20 minutes because it's like 15 minutes to the school, and like you can't get there early. They don't open the gates until 8:20 or something like that. And I said, well, why don't you just go now? I don't want him in the house. I'm like, why don't you just go now and take him to Burger King because that's what he likes for breakfast. And he's very particular about food. Like, he wanted chicken fries for breakfast and a Sprite. Like, and I just can't believe he wants because if you don't know what he wants, and it's like on the floor screaming, dragging him into school. Like, and he's big and he's heavy and it's hard for me to handle. But anyway.
I turned down the audio on here because it sounds really, really, really sharp. Let me know if it's okay.
So I said, just go. And so he said, okay. So I gave him a backpack. He got in the car. This is his MO, right? He always leaves something in the house and comes back. He never leaves the first time. I always expect my husband to come back into the house, right? So I guess he had left his phone on the counter.
So he initially left with the backpack and with JJ?
And so he put them in the car,
Okay.
in the driveway, and then he came back in, right? So I kissed JJ goodbye. He came back in, and his phone was on the counter, and I had his phone. And he was like, give me my phone. And I was like, why don't you show me your text that you've been texting, blah, 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 you know, whatever. Because he's like acting really weird, like he's plotting something against me. Like, I'm like, why are you even here? Like,
Why would you need to see his text when you guys are separated? Why would you do that?
what did you come here for, you know? He's been talking to my other brother, and my brother came into town at the same time last night, and I haven't talked to my brother in a while, my other brother, and I was like, and so he was texting him on the phone when he first got to my house, and I'm like, why are you texting Adam? Like, do you even talk to him? Like, my other brother. And
So here's the plot, guys. This is it. This is the plot Lori's talking about. She thought that everyone was after her. So she thought Adam and Charles and Brandon were all against her, and that this was the plot. That's why she used the word, what are you plotting? How weird, what kind of plot would there be? So that's what this whole thing is. So this is Lori's mentality, or at least her lie that she's telling everybody and herself, or whatever the case may be, that this is what's happening, is that she's, watching everything he's doing. So the girl thing, or who you've been texting thing, doesn't make sense to me. And why would she care if they already were separated if he was texting other? I don't know. It's just ridiculous. She's cheating on Chad and all that stuff. We don't have to go through that, but
he's been telling me all these texts, like, you're going down, blah, 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 blah. He's blaming me for our marriage breaking up and my niece getting divorced and my friend getting divorced. He said, I'm a destroyer of families.
Fuck yeah, you are. Charles was batting 1,000 on that. That is to the T exactly what you are. You are a literal vortex from hell. You are literally a destroyer of marriages and families. Yeah. Yep. I mean, that should be a tattoo on you.
Because I want everybody to get divorced. I'm like, what would my motivation be for people getting divorced? So I could babysit the kids more? Like, why would I have any control over what people do?
Yeah.
So it's just...
The projection is crazy as hell. Why would I have anything to do with this? It's literally you. You are the core.
Very odd. But anyway, he goes nuts. He's gone nuts on us a lot of times. Tyler and I have had to leave with JJ over the years probably 5 times and just stay in a hotel for 2 days because he goes nuts. Like, you don't know what's going to set him off. Like, whatever. And she's mad at me for always, like, going back. But we had JJ and he's special needs and it's really hard. Like, it's even harder to take care of by yourself.
So when
Really? How about the 30 babysitters that you had living in the house to take care of JJ so you could be a non-working mom? It wasn't that hard. You hired help every chance you could so you didn't have to take care of him all day.
you say he goes nuts, that can mean a lot of different things.
Right.
So goes nuts like yelling and screaming,
Yeah,
goes
yelling
nuts
and
like
screaming,
breaking
like,
things,
yes.
goes nuts like physical violence.
He's never really, besides like grabbing us and pushing us, but not like punching us or something. But with Tylee, he has gotten physical
Okay.
before. And with my grown son,
Like physical how?
like got into a physical fist fight with my son when he was 16.
Okay.
And he came out.
Yeah, me and Charles did get in a fight. I've told you guys that. I know I was being a dick, but it shouldn't have ever happened. There should have never been a physical fight. Yeah, that just got out of hand really fast. And yeah, it should have never gone to physical. It should have never been a physical fight. But she's just trying to make Charles look like a bad guy. Just because Charles and I got in a fight doesn't make Charles a physical abuser. And I'm the one he got in a fight with. So.
After Tylee, 2 times in Hawaii.
Okay.
And like went like he was gonna hit her, but then I got in between them.
Uh-huh.
Right.
How old was she when that happened?
Probably 13 and 14.
Okay. So this morning he comes back in
He
and
comes back in, I wouldn't give him his phone. He was screaming at me to give him his phone. He was very worried about whatever was on his text that he did not want me to see. And so I was just holding it there and he was screaming at me. And I was kind of walking towards around the house with it so he couldn't get it. He's like reaching for it and stuff like that. And so Tylee came out of her room upset and she had a bat. And she told him to leave her mother alone, like, right? So she was really, whatever. And he
Okay, so let's remember every detail Alex said from the front, from the back, every little thing that. So from what we remember, Alex said that Tylee approached Charles from the front and the chest in the kitchen, poked, and then I think someone added in that Tylee fell, which I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is just a blunt lie from everybody that they all agreed to. I don't know.
at her, don't you hit me with that bat, blah, 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 blah. And then my brother heard all the commotion because he was in there in bed, and so he came out into the main room, and I guess whatever.
what's your brother's name?
Alex.
Alex, okay.
And then he just started, he was screaming, and he was super upset, and whatever, and he was yelling at Tylee, don't you hit me with that bat, and blah, blah, blah. And so Tylee, I guess, I don't know if she swung at him or what, but he, like, grabbed the bat from Tylee and then went to, like, hit Tylee with the bat. It was...
That was never said by Alex. Alex never, ever one time said that Charles was going to hit Tylee with the bat. He said he took it from her and he grabbed him.
And I was right there, they were right there, and my brother grabbed him from behind, like, just to stop him from hitting Tylee.
You go like this, like he grabbed him like...
Yeah, from behind, like, just kind of to pull him back. And then they got into the thing, he's hitting him with the bat, and they're on the ground, like, grappling around or whatever. And then, I mean, I was all...
And he
quickly...
And he hit your brother with a...
What the hell? So Lori has his phone. Alex grabs him from behind. They start rolling around. Like I said, if Alex had the upper hand and had pulled him on top, there's no physical way to hit with the bat. Even if Alex was on top of Charles now, there'd still be very limited motion. And then if they're rolling around, yeah, that makes zero sense. There was never a moment for Charles to truly hit Alex with the bat.
That while they were grappling and stuff?
Yes, he was hitting him with the bat, like swinging the bat, back and forth, and they were kind of like on the ground, and I was like freaking out trying to go around, knowing JJ was in the car,
Yeah.
right? And so then
how the fuck are you swinging a bat? How? If you're here, if Charles is here and Alex is here, even if you're here on the ground, Charles only can throw back a bat like this, but Alex's weight is on top of him. If they're rolling, it's still not physical enough to get to the bat. So that still doesn't make sense.
Up, and he had the bat like this towards me, and I was going around the other side to try to just get out of his range where he couldn't hit me. And then I had told Tylee that she was on the ground because after he took the bat from her, she fell back, and so
something is this is obviously a really bad lie, but that would be the pivotal changing point if Tylee was taken to the ground and they thought Charles was going to do something to Tylee or actually start hitting people with the bat, as if Charles showed up and was going to beat the whole family with the bat then take JJ to school, is so stupid. But even that wasn't mentioned by Alex once, that she went to the ground, ever.
I told her, I was like, go get in the car with JJ. Like, and I want JJ coming in to the house, and I wanted her out of the way. I wanted the kids out of the way, whatever this fight was going to be. And then,
do you remember what your husband or your brother were saying or yelling during all of this? If they were at all?
Just kind of, get off me, ow, or whatever. They were like, don't talk to my niece, whatever. Like, it was, I don't remember specifics, but they were kind of in the heat of it. I don't think there was many words that I remember.
So Tylee goes outside.
Yeah, she was outside.
And then what happened?
Then they got up from that, and my brother had stepped back, I guess, and then Charles was coming with me at the back, yelling at me to give him his phone.
Stop. Alex just told us that Lori and Tylee were out of the house when he came back.
Still, because I had it in my hand. It was all really quickly, and then when I went around kind of in the circle, then my brother was there.
That bullshit.
When you said
look at her. No, let her finish. Let her finish.
And it was all really quickly, and then
right there.
when I went around kind of in the circle, then my brother was there.
In the circle. Yep, exactly what I told you guys. The circle, meaning, oh man. So we just heard Alex say that he ran out and Charles was alone in the living room, and then that's when Alex said, don't do that. That doesn't make any sense because the dance room is the opposite room. It's that, I told you guys, when you walk in the door to the right, there's two openings. This opening is the furthest away from that left opening that is all the way over there by the living room. So that's too far away to be even anywhere near the living room. So in that circle is that, like, the island in there had a circle around. Obviously, like every island, you can walk around it and you can go out to the closest one, which is exactly where Charles was, which is the right side if you're standing looking at it. And then to the left is where you'd go to the living room. So just the placement alone based off this story doesn't make any sense either.
When you said when you were going around and he was coming at you with the bat, how was he holding the bat?
Right hand,
Just
left
like
hand?
that, like backwards, almost in one arm.
Like he was swinging it backwards? He would have done
Like he would have swung it backwards at me, not frontwards.
Okay, yeah.
He was a professional baseball player.
Okay.
What professional baseball player would hold it in the least amount of swinging motion? Do you see people bat when they don't want to hit, what's it called? I used to play Wii baseball. What's that shit called when you just hit it and it it's not an actual hit, whatever, bunt. That would be the least amount of anything. Everyone has ever known holds a bat like this and would use maximum swinging power on anything. That makes zero sense. Just that alone.
So it wasn't a good idea for Tyler to get out of that.
Probably not the...
I mean, he played semi-pro.
Yeah.
He was, But, yeah, and then I was kind of turned around, and we were all right there in that room, except for the kids had been outside by that time, and I heard the gunshot. And
Wait. So you heard the gunshot, but the kids were outside. So where were you?
You heard the shot?
She saw it.
Did you actually see
the
shot, or did you just hear it?
I had gone around to the kitchen to get away from him, and so back around. So I don't know if he went in the house.
I didn't, so I'm like a little bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, so I didn't see
Yes,
when.
she did. Look at that. She saw it. She saw it. I can tell.
And I didn't see the shot. I heard it, and then I came back around and I saw that he was on the ground.
Okay.
And was freaking out.
Yeah.
And so
That's
I
not funny. You were freaking out.
was just freaking out, and it just went into mom mode. I'm like, I've got to go to get JJ to school. I've got to get to the kids. I got to get to the kids. And so I just went outside and to see if they were in there okay. I didn't want them coming back in the house when all that was going on. And got JJ in the car, and he was trying to come in.
So Alex's story would have been that Lori and Tylee were nowhere to be found. He went and got his gun. He came in there, and Charles was alone. Her story is that she was running from a pursuing Charles. Fuck you, bullshitter. And then Alex came in. But the point is, and I hope this doesn't sound cold, because I'm trying to just logically explain to you guys this part, but that means that the only way that it would have happened is if Alex was in the kitchen waiting and did what he did. There was no chasing around. There was nothing like that. There's only one way it could have happened, and the way that Alex would have had to stand would be against the cabinets in the kitchen just waiting. An absolute ambush. It was not this bullshit story that they made up.
And Tylee was like looking at me with like the crazy eyes, like what just happened. And I told her to get in the car and we're gonna take JJ to school. And I just left.
When you came back in and you saw him on the ground, where was your brother? Did you see him where he was at?
Yeah, he was right in front of him.
Okay.
Like it all happened very quickly. That
Right.
was, I mean, I feel like I was there because I was right there and like
Yeah.
a second later. Like
Okay.
I just went around the kitchen to get away from him.
Did your brother
That's
say
not possible.
anything to you at all? Do you remember?
No, we were both just in shock.
Okay.
Like it was just I mean, I didn't say anything. I went out with the kids just to check on them first, and I was gonna come back in maybe, but I didn't. I was like, I just have to get him to school.
Okay.
And call the police, come back, you know, whatever.
Did anybody say any, did you or your brother say anything at some point about calling the police or calling 911? Do you remember?
Yeah, he called me.
Okay.
And he said, are you taking JJ to school?
That's not what Alex said he did. Alex said that he went through that and then walked back and dropped his gun off and then did CPR and called 911. Never mentioned that he called Lori, ever.
And I said, yeah, we need to call the police. And he said, okay.
Okay. So he called you when you didn't come back inside, basically?
Right.
Okay.
Because I was like in the car for a minute, and then I was like, what do I do? And I didn't want JJ to go inside, and I didn't know what to do, and Tylee was freaking out. I was trying to get them away from the scene.
Understandable. And you may not know this, so, because I know you heard the shot, do you know at what point your brother had the gun? Do you know if he had it when they got in their first fight, or did he have to go get it, or do you know that at all?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
And do you remember if you...
The problem is that's the thing. It's their details. It's the details. That's why it's me. I'm picking this shit apart. So.
ever heard your brother...
I didn't see him ever leave the room.
Okay.
So it was so fast. All that was so fast. Like him on the ground rolling around and I'm screaming and
This probably happened in a couple seconds.
yeah, I mean
No,
it was
with
like,
hell, it couldn't have happened in a couple seconds. Rolling around on the ground. Alex is talking about Charles swinging, and they always do this. So this must have been the only thing they agreed to, is that Charles was swinging this bat this way, across your body, which would be the worst kind of momentum with the bat. Just would it, not that it wouldn't hurt, but even this would hurt, but so stupid. And then for, like we talked about, for Alex to run and open the gun case and do all that, the frame of mind you'd be in after having an adrenaline pump from getting in a physical fight and getting hit in the back of the head with a bat, then the presence of mind to run to the room, to load your gun out of the case, all of it. So ridiculous. Alex did not have that presence of mind. That's why this doesn't make sense.
super fast.
And I don't know if you know this or not, does your brother normally carry a gun? Like, I carry a gun everywhere I go.
Right. Like I know
So-
he's a gun person. Like he
Okay.
has guns and things.
Okay.
He's
Did you-
good with guns.
Did you know that he had one with him?
No.
When he came over?
No, but
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did because
Okay.
he's very, very professional with guns.
Proficient?
Very professional.
Professional? Responsible's usually...
Actually, very unprofessional. It's actually the stupidest shit I've ever heard, that you brought a zip-up gun lock into a house with 2 children. that could walk into your room and unzip a gun on the floor, mind you, the floor with a zipper with no lock. Because Alex never talked about unlocking shit. He unzipped a freaking case and pulled the gun out. By his standard, as we know, is a lie. But that was in a home with a 16-year-old and a 7-year-old autistic boy sitting on the floor in a room behind a wood door that can open, and they could unzip at any time. So that's very professional, very proficient. Stupid asses. Swear jar funds. Love to Colby and his precious bride. Thank you so much, Fancy Nancy.
Right.
I'm responsible with that.
And then, do you remember if at any time, so you were trying to get away from him,
Right.
and you heard the shot. Prior to the shot, do you remember at any point hearing your husband or your brother saying anything to either of them?
Here we go.
No.
Yep. So Alex very clearly mentioned what was said. Very clearly. He told you that he told Charles to put the bat down, and Charles said, first of all, Charles said, you're going to do something, and then supposedly Charles said, fuck you. And that never was heard by Lori, even though she was a couple feet away.
So my second very ridiculous question is there anything else that I didn't ask about or anything that we didn't cover that you think is important? I always ask that just because I wasn't there, and so we're going through something that happened a super small amount of time.
Yes. Can I
So,
step back?
yeah, go for it.
Look how comfortable she's trying to
I'm
get.
just thinking.
She's also crossing her legs, which probably means that she's in defense mode. What the hell is she thinking about?
Just that. He was just so angry, like super scary.
Did
You
you
know how
think,
you take your phone away from like a 16-year-old and
Uh-huh.
they freak out?
Uh-huh.
Like their world disintegrates. Like I've taken my phone away from a 16-year-old boy before, and
Uh-huh.
he's like wanted to kill himself because
Yeah.
like they cannot function. That's how it was. It was like
I didn't want to kill myself when you took my phone. I wanted to throw hands.
there's something on his phone that he does not want me to see. That he was like freaking out, like to the point where I thought he would hit me in the back of the head to get the phone.
okay. So you thought,
Why were you taking his phone in the first place? That wasn't your place to touch his phone. If this were true, it should be asked, why did you take his phone?
and not, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you thought it was possible that he was going to hurt you.
Absolutely, he was gonna hurt me and Tylee.
Okay,
Not JJ. He would never hurt JJ.
okay.
And he hurt my brother. Like
Yeah.
he was going like ballistic about. It was bad.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to her real quick.
Okay.
And then if, obviously, we'll be here for a little bit, hopefully not too much longer. But if you think of anything, or there's anything that kind of pops in your head, or something else that we didn't cover, obviously. So I'm gonna go talk to her for just a little bit, and then I'll kind of come back and check with you. And then we'll kind of go from there. So I know my partner's talking to your brother over in one of the other interview rooms. So we're gonna just try to get, as much done as we can and go from there.
Okay.
Okay? And then,
See
is
that?
there anybody that
It's
you
in
need?
these moments when she's not being questioned and she feels that it's time to force something. That's when she tries to invoke the emotions. This is more of what a sociopath would do. Not that I don't think she's psychotic, but there's a literal line of actual sociopath and psychopath. Lori does meet a lot of the criteria for psychopath. Anyway.
To call or anything, or you want to wait a little bit?
I don't know what I would say.
And wait a little bit, we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know what I would say.
And if you want to, you can think about it. So we do have victim services that work within the police department. They're right over here. They're not cops, they're civilians. And they do, Jessica, who's out there with the fire department, so they're kind of our crisis response. They come right away. So our victim services that work in the department are kind of more long-term type support systems. So they're just a really good resource because they do a lot of stuff with our families and things like that, and can help with support services and questions you might
She's
have.
been through so much.
So it might be a good idea.
You put her through so much, you fucking piece of shit. Man, fuck you. I don't play that. No. I cannot stand her. I cannot stand her talking for Tylee for another minute. You put her through hell. This is your fucking fault. All of it. All of this is your fault.
For her to have to go through all this.
Yeah, it might be a good idea maybe before I take you guys back today that I get one of them to come in and maybe sit and talk with you guys and see, and it's not something, there's a bunch of stuff they can, offer, but it's good to have a contact and like a name and a face and a phone number.
That'd be good.
That way maybe a couple days from now, a week from now, or if there's something going on or you think you need help with something, it may not be something that's necessarily up like me and my partner's alley, but it very much may be up theirs. So I'd like for you to meet one of them before we leave. That way, hopefully if there's something that they can help you and your daughter with, they can, or even JJ or whatever else.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I never thought about him.
Yeah. So.
And he's used to him not being there, but he wouldn't understand even if you told him.
Right.
Like, that somebody passed away, he doesn't understand
What that means. Well, I mean, it's hard at 7 to understand that anyways.
Right, that's true, but with him he just doesn't, which is
Yeah.
probably better because he doesn't comprehend things, but I don't know, it's just, that's a lot to think about.
Yeah. So.
You don't give a fuck. She loved this. She was texting Chad. She was texting Boudreaux or Pulowski. They were having time of their life. They were loving this. They were loving this. Kira Burbs, swear jar love, thank you. Yeah, and also, like I told you guys, I don't know about this whole pool party thing. Unless they threw a really late party, I don't know where that came from. I know you guys said that it was the like the neighbors or the landlord or somebody of that nature got a call that there was a party going on at night. They must have had that party at like 8 o'clock, 8:30, 8:40, I don't know, some late time. Because when I was there was nobody else there. But I wouldn't say party, but I could definitely see them, because they're so sick, enjoying it. They're all disgusting. At News 11, swear jar tip, thank you.
Let me go find one of them, and then we'll make sure that you guys get to meet with them before you leave.
I'm sorry, ATS News. I apologize. ATS News.
And I'm going to go speak with your daughter for just a little bit, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay? And if you need anything, let me know, okay? Okay.
Oh, yeah. What a fucking joke that is. What a performance. Clap for the performer. Clap for the performer. Oscar-winning shit. She's portaling to Chad right now as she's doing this. She's literally praying to Satan or whatever false god she talks to. Look, she's talking to something. Tell me I'm wrong. What a fucking performance. Can you imagine going to these lengths? You have to be nuts. You have to be out of your mind to go to lengths to this level to make sure you look like you're crying when there's no one in the room, even though you didn't cry one time explaining what happened. You couldn't get through it. I mean, you couldn't stop, but now you've got tears. She's praying to some whatever entity. Wow, this is a lot of GABA time. I'm not going to watch 45 minutes of her sitting here seancing to herself. Evil, vile human being. Most replayed is this. What the hell?
So one of the victim services, Denise, is here. So I kind of told her just a little bit of what happened. So if you're good with it, I'm going to have her come over and I'm going to introduce her to you guys so you guys can talk for a little bit. Which kind of works well too, because I need to run over to where my partner's at and just talk to him a little bit. That way you guys will have a little bit, hopefully, extra support if you need it. So I'm going to go grab Denise real fast and then introduce you guys. Okay?
That'd be great.
This is a performance. per usual. This is what. Yeah, it's a performance. Very clearly, performance. Is this literally the whole thing?
So this is Denise.
Hi. Hi, sorry. That's the answer.
So she's gonna take you over to like a conference room so you guys can sit and talk and stuff. And then you can just, once you guys talk and kind of, you can decide if you're comfortable with Tylee coming in or whatever.
Okay, sure.
And then we'll
I just don't want her to be left alone and
Yeah,
by herself.
yeah.
She's freaking out.
so we keep kind of popping in.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I could sit through Tylee's. I just don't know. I'm very curious. I'm very curious about this whole thing now. Because obviously there's a lot of inconsistencies. A lot. It's not even funny how many inconsistencies there's really is. Like, I don't know. It's just insane. I think here's the thing is this whole thing is so inconsistent for so many different reasons. I guess they didn't really talk about what their plan was because and I'm glad they're this dumb. I'm so grateful they're this dumb because it was easy to catch them all, right? But yeah, I'm not ready to really jump over to Tylee's. Like I was never planning on that today, but I'll tell you that this whole thing is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's such a lie. There's not one part of that adds up in any way, shape, or form. I've always thought, okay, did they try to, manipulate Charles to look angry, or did they try to start a fight with him to make it look like they would do this, or did they just ambush him? And yeah, I don't know. I just know none of that's true. None of it's true. So that's just is what it is. Thank you guys for being here today. We had 2 different streams today. We will be back at it again tomorrow, which is today is Wednesday. So we'll have a New Year's tonight, and then tomorrow we'll be back at it. We got a few more things. You guys have been doing awesome, leaving comments and letting me know what you guys want to watch next. Like I said, I was trying to knock all this out a couple months ago when I had the stroke, just kind of like one swoop of just kind of know what I need to know, not ever have these questions again, and move on. So we're doing good. We're doing good. I hope you guys have an amazing New Year's Eve, or Happy New Year if it's somewhere else in the world where you're already having New Year's. Grammy says, I love you, Colby and Kelsey. Oh, I lost it. I'm sorry. It went right back down to the top. Anyway, thank you for your chat. I lost your chat. I'm sorry. But have a great New Year's, guys. We'll be back with it tomorrow. I appreciate you. And if you have any comments on something you'd like to watch next, please let me know. And yeah, really do love and appreciate you guys. Thank you.